I always learn from Niti. There's one thing that he told me before, and it's stuck in my head always. He's like, you in real estate, you are the boss. Your job is to make decisions. So whenever you hit something and you want to do, and people's gonna come and ask you, this is your job. You make a decision and a calculated one, and then you just give them the decision. And the last thing is, I also have it on my wall here. To master this in real estate, you will be like, you will advance. Is deal analysis, master the deal analysis, master the finances, and managing teams. These are the most important three things that you need.
Hey, this is Niti, and what you're about to hear today is a very special episode with one of the members from our portfolio program.
We call these Sensei Sessions. These interviews are designed to give you perspective about what you can achieve with the right strategies and execution.
I hope you enjoy this episode, and for free resources, check out our show notes section to see how you can build and scale your portfolio.
We've got some new faces here. We've got some experienced investors too, who honestly got their start here in the portfolio program. And we're excited to hear what they have been able to grow with Pollock and Niti's foundation here in the program. Rami, who are you? What do you do now? And where do you invest?
Hi everyone, I'm Rami and I do this with my wife, Sarah and I am a part-time pharmacist, and I co-own Elak Health, which is a healthcare organization. And I am also a part-time real estate investor. And we live in California, Northern California, Sacramento, and we invest in Michigan, Lansing, Michigan, and we started also in Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay, so 2 markets there. Cool.
Yes.
Rami, thank you. Walk us through the mission of your real estate business. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this when you have clearly, as you talked about, so many things on your plate? Why this?
Yeah, sure. So the reason we actually started with the real estate investing was we both had full-time W-2 jobs, and when we got married, we got so involved in our jobs. We're very career-oriented people, and we discovered that there's so much in life that we are not enjoying because of our jobs, and our jobs are very demanding. And we both were on the same page of like, we want to spend more time together in enjoying life, and we don't want someone to control us. So the goal was to quit our jobs, and because we are like very more reasonable people, we did not want to quit jobs right away because of other commitments. So we decided to find a way to actually supplement the income that can replace our W-2 jobs. And that's how we try to find out that thing that can help us with. And I like real estate. I've been like looking into real estate for a long time, since I was little. And Sarah was encouraging me to do so. And we actually, when we found Pollock and Niti, we actually found the right way, because like, we need to do this, and let's start. And let's put our why in front of our eyes, and then move forward with it. So that's what we actually keep us going, because always remembering why we want to do this. Oh, because in 5 to 10 years, we want to quit our jobs and then be free, financially free, and then we can do whatever we want. So that's one of the biggest things that why we started with the real estate. And then what keeps us moving actually is, once we started with the real estate, and we found that I actually found the joy of like enjoying every step of the process, to the point that from having a house that is very distressed, that nobody wants to live in, and then getting it ready for people that can build life and enjoy staying there, and we actually nourish that life. That just gives us joy on top of everything else. So, and everything, like, regardless of all the struggles and like the obstacles that we see during that journey, like there is some fruits at the end of the journey. So that's what actually keeps us going. And sometimes we slow down, but we keep that in mind, and that pushes us.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Can you say how many properties you have and the portfolio value, the ARV?
Yeah, we have 4 single-family homes in Lansing, Michigan right now. Total ARV is about 750.
I just
Um,
need one more,
I know.
maybe two
Yeah,
more. I don't know.
yeah.
Across a million.
That's what we have, but we're working on a few more.
And
Awesome.
Rami and Sarah, if you guys don't know this, they're also building a business along with this. So they're building a whole other asset. That's another business.
True.
Like 4 or
Really
5
awesome.
things.
Yeah, love it. So the day you just thought about real estate, right? Like you're like, oh, maybe I should invest in I don't know if I should invest in real estate. Let me start thinking about it. Versus today, when you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 properties, you're a different human. Like it just turns you into a different person because you have to go through the growth steps to get there, right? So Rami before versus Rami 2.0, is there a moment, an incident, a story that made you just think like, oh wow, I did that differently. I thought about it differently, and I'm proud of myself.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
absolutely. Yeah, that journey over the last 2 years definitely changed a lot of my mindset, and I just realized that I look at things differently now. When we started, I'm like an employee, good employee person. So I want to do everything by the book. I want to like do everything right, and I just don't want any mistakes. And if something bad happens, I'll eat myself alive. I'm like, oh my God, I can't like, and I stress about it, can't sleep, and all that. And I think I mentioned like a few sessions ago when I was on the panel also, there's an incident that happened on the second house when um, at night, my contractor called me and they said, oh, there's water in the basement and can't get rid of it. And I was like, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I had to call people and like, I was stressing out about it. So, but that was like last year. And a few weeks ago, something also happened. It was in the morning and my property management called me and I picked up the phone and I'm like, I know when my property manager calls, that means it's serious. She always like text or email and she's very sweet and nice and like, oh, I'm sorry to bother you. But this one, she called. And the moment I picked up the phone, she's like, hi, Rami, how are you? I'm good. She's like, I don't call you unless it's serious. I'm like, sure, I know. And she's like, well, I'm doing the final walkthrough with the potential tenants that's supposed to move in during the weekend for that property. And first, yesterday there was a hurricane and a tree apparently fell and broke the fence in the backyard. I'm like, okay. And she's like, yeah, and there's water in the basement. It's flooded. And that doesn't look good. I was showing the tenants everything, and they saw this. And I'm like, okay. And it's like, yeah, so what do you want to do about it? I'm like, I'll take care of it. That's fine. So she's like, okay, thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, and she hung up. She was panicking. I think it's like she didn't want to look bad. And the moment I hung up the phone, like, okay, well, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make myself a sandwich. I was hungry and I can't think if I'm hungry. So so I just made myself a sandwich. I finished my sandwich and then I'm like, okay, what are we gonna do? Let me call the contractor and see how we're gonna figure this out. And then after I called the contractor and I called my realtor and she's my boots on the ground. And it's like, okay, I'll call him. And like he actually was not able to go, but then he said, okay, I'll go. And he went that night. And the only thing is like, so for the basement, there was a sump pump there, a new one, brand new one that we installed, and he just need to turn on the switch. So that was that. And the tree, fortunately, it was in the back, so it did not get in the way of anyone. And it's like I figured it out. And after a while, I'm like, you know what? I'm thinking differently now. Like, I'm prioritizing myself here.
I love that. It's like the best story. The big lesson here for all of us, and that's why I love the sandwich story, is this is business. It's a game of snakes and ladders. Sometimes we get a ladder, we climb it. Sometimes we step on a snake. It's part of the game. And when you step on a snake, you make a sandwich. And that's why I love these stories so much.
What is the lesson that you've learned here in this community that has helped the most to help you grow?
There's so many lessons that we have from this community and from the program, actually. I think the most important one for me is the education that the program provides. This is very important during your journey. It's what we said before, like what you learn is something you have and nobody can take away from you.
Yeah.
And you go with that knowledge and the education that you have, and you already like ahead of others. That's one of the most important things. I always learn from Niti. There's one thing that he told me before, and it's stuck in my head always. He's like, you in real estate, you are the boss. Your job is to make decisions. So whenever you hit something and you want to do, and people's gonna come and ask you, this is your job. You make a decision and a calculated one, and then you just give them the decision. And the last thing is, I also have it on my wall here. To master this in real estate, you will be like, you will advance. Is deal analysis, master the deal analysis, master the finances, and managing teams. These are the most important three things that you need. And I put them in front of me, and I don't do them all the time, but like I'm coming to realize every single time that yes, this is important. This is important. Deal analysis, finance, and managing teams.
Absolutely. I'll have
Rami,
to
I wrote
go-
that down. Like I know I've heard Niti say that. I've heard Pollock say that too, but you have it on your wall. We can put it on our wall too.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, I loved that you even reminded me that he always does say that, and that's how he approaches the day too. Like, your main job is to make decisions. And sometimes you have to stop yourself from doing certain things so you can make good decisions, because if you're too bogged down with the details, you may make wrong decisions. Like trying to save that $10 over there, you may lose $1,000 somewhere else because you're focusing on the wrong thing. And so yeah, absolutely. Thank you for quoting him. I'm going to tell him, and it reminded me too.
Yeah, brilliance. Absolutely.
So many good things here. Thank you, guys. When you're ready to get serious, you can join us at theinvestoraccelerator.com.
It's like getting 1,000 episodes worth of information in 5 days, and it's everything you need to build your actionable plan to financial freedom and making work optional.